Well, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to the NFL Files. We have finished up the AFC last week. Today, here on Tuesday, we're starting off with the NFC side of things, and we're going to start off with the NFC West. We're going to work our way backwards because we start off with the AFC East. We're going to start in the AFC West. So we're going to work with the NFC West and head to the NFC East. And the first team we're going to talk about for the NFC West is the leaders, who honestly could have made the playoff Super Bowl last year. They got close. They lost in the last game of the season against the Eagles, but I'm talking about the San Francisco 49ers. This is going to be a big year for the Niners, to be honest with you. I mean, let's talk about the depth chart real quick. On offense, you still have Christian McCaffrey there. You still got Deebo Samuel. You still got George Kittle. That's still a great offensive weapon talent right there. I mean, Brandon Ayuk is also a great receiver as well. Like, you got McCaffrey, Samuel, Ayuk, Kittle. That's 4 targets right there just alone. That's like just top tier talents. Like, those guys can lead an offense, like any type of offense, really. Those 4 guys. And then you got a decent offensive line, especially with Trent Williams at the left tackle position. I mean, the Niners are pretty much set this season to go a distance. The whole question now is going to be the quarterback situation, and a lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy this season. Last year, he was like the unsung hero. He came in when the Niners were in desperate need. He was like the 4th string quarterback. He came in and he made the most of his attempts here, winning the starting spot this year. And, you know, I think this is a good decision by San Fran, going with the hot hand and Brock Purdy from last season. I mean, the only reason he really lost that playoff game against the Eagles is because he got injured. Honestly, who would know what would happen if he didn't get injured in that game? That game could have been like both ways. Could have went both ways if Purdy didn't get injured and they actually didn't have. I don't know who came in for them. I think it was Trey Lance. But of course, another big news for the Niners is they did trade Trey Lance off to the Cowboys for some picks. I believe a 4th round pick at that. So we'll talk about that when we get to the Cowboys. But, you know, for right now, they have no more Trey Lance. They've just taken their loss of him and just, you know, moving on to Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy does not actually work, they have Sam Darnold as well as a backup. But let's go to the defensive side of things. Of course, the main story here on the defense is that Nick Bosa is still in contract dispute with the Niners. I have a feeling that he's going to be back, though. I don't think he's going to be like out for too long. Of course, this defense, even without Nick Bosa, they still have Hargraves. They have Armstead, 2 great defensive tackles. They also have Fred Warner in that middle linebacker spot. A great addition right there to the defense. Always a great addition to that defense. Tayshaun Gibson's a great free safety. You have Davis Ward, that's a great cornerback. I mean, Trey Greenlaw is also a decent wide linebacker. So, like, you know, the Niners have some talent on their roster here on defense. Even without Nick Bosa, they should still be a dominant defense to really be reckoned with. Let's go to the schedule and see what I predict for them this season. So here is my prediction for the Niners this season. Of course, the floor is if Nick Bosa does not come back for the regular season, he stays in contract dispute. An average is if they have Nick Bosa on the field, and a ceiling is if everything goes right, no injuries, no nothing, no problems at all. I can see the Niners being really good this season. So I have them going an average of 13-4, a floor of 9-8, and that's if you know, Nick Bosa is not on the field, if he's still in contract dispute, if that stuff, like, you know, takes effect. I can see it like taking a little bit of effect on this team, but a ceiling of 15-2 because I can see everything going right for this team and being really good this season. Let's go over the games here. I have them beating the Steelers in week 1, losing to the Rams week 2 in LA. That's mostly why I have them losing to the Rams. I think they got to lose at least 1 or 2 divisional games because division opponents are always the tough games to win. Week 3, they beat the Giants in a close contest. They beat the Cardinals week 4. They beat the Cowboys week 5 in a close contest. Beat the Browns week 6. Lose to the Vikings in a close contest. Then they beat the Bengals in a close contest. Probably the first game that Joe Burrow's back if he does not. They're saying he's going to play, but I'm just saying he should not be playing. That's just watch my Bengal video for that. They beat the Jaguars. They beat the Bucks. Lose to the Seahawks in Seattle. Lose to the Eagles, I believe that's in Philly. Beat the Seahawks, beat the Cardinals, beat the Ravens, beat the Commanders, and then end the season off by beating the Rams. And that is my prediction for the Niners schedule. Let's go to closing thoughts. So my closing statements for the Niners is actually very simple this season. Last season, they were a very dominant team late in the season, and they got a spark going, and they were hard to beat. The only reason the Eagles really beat them in the playoffs, in my opinion, is because of injuries. So take that into account this season. If the Niners stay fully healthy like last season and they go like fully balls to the wall like they did last season, they're going to be another tough team to beat. If Nick Bosa comes back and they fix that contract dispute, that's a dangerous thing as well, because you add another star player to that defense, which is already solid without him, in my opinion. Just this season for the Niners is going to rely on Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy's good, it's going to show, because this season's going to be all for him this season. I mean, he came in late in the season when injuries happened, and he took over the reins as a starting quarterback, and honestly kind of saved the day for the Niners. Let's be honest here. They wouldn't have made it that far without Brock Purdy anyways. And plus, when I was watching that game where he played against, I can't remember who it was it the Dolphins? He played against the Dolphins, I believe. I watched the game where he started, and honestly, he looked very confident in the pocket against a strong blitzing defense. You don't teach that from a young rookie quarterback. So I'm excited to see what Brock Purdy does this season, and I think he's going to be really good this season, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be surprised if Brock Purdy comes out here and actually takes over the league as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And that might be a strong prediction. That might be a strong, guess here for me. But I really do believe this kid actually has what it takes. And you guys are going to see firsthand this season when the Niners play this season. But yeah, that's just my opinions on the Niners. I might be wrong. It's all opinion based so far this season, blah, blah. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated as always. And I'll see you guys for the next video when we go and talk about the Seattle Seahawks. I'll see you guys then. Peace.